LienWriter is a computer program that does mechanics lien paperwork for all 50 states, U.S. territories, and Canada. Its purpose is to enforce your claim against a property when you have done labor or material work to improve it. The program is easy to use and covers everything you basically need to do in that process. LienWriter does preliminary notices, waivers and releases, lien warning notices, mechanics lien and bond claims and releases, both public and private works, all USA states, all USA territories, Canada, and the federal government. For all areas that you're going to be doing your claims within, LienWriter is simply filling out a set of forms. First of all, you establish the companies you're going to have that will actually make the difference in various claims. These companies are what we might call the claimants. If you were running a preliminary notice service, this is where your customers would go. When you choose a company, it makes a claim against the property on behalf of a customer that you either supplied material or labor improvements to the property. You also have to fill out information as to where the project is actually done. The project is determined as to where the land for the property is at and the state it is in. This applies to public jobs, federal jobs, residential jobs, if you are an equipment or tool supplier, professional services, or if you're a lessee of the property. Owner determines who actually has ownership of the property. In case of a public entity, this of course is the person who actually owns the property, whether it's a federal government or a state municipality, something of that sort. The general contractor is the person who is actually the primary contractor on a job. Sometimes a customer is the general contractor, and that's okay, but you should fill out the information there. You also have a lender, like a bank, who is actually funding the property improvements, or you may have a surety, which is a bonding company. Either way, you put the information in about that job, and it allows you to make a claim either for public or private works. There is always a date you began performance, and there's always an estimated amount of money, even if you don't even have a balance yet. This is what you are going to base your claim on to try to recover your money in the event you aren't paid. If you have the LienWriter Pro version, you might be adding in some information for accounting, but we won't go into that now. Notes, you can keep notes about every item you put out and also who did the work on it. You can have user-defined fields that define particular information of interest to you and your company. You can have a trust fund if you happen to deal with union trust funds in your various work, like a union employees. This allows them to make a claim on your jobs in the case you are no longer able to perform the jobs. Property description, you always put in a project where the job was, but sometimes that's not sufficient depending on the state you're in, and you could go back to the property description and give a complete raw land description if necessary. Finally, you'll put in the labor materials here if you haven't already predefined it up in the company area. With this information, you're ready to do a job, and it doesn't matter what state you do it in. LienWriter knows what to do. You'll simply choose the preliminary notice, for example. You'll say you want to print it out, and then comes up a preliminary notice to print for this particular job. This makes it very easy to get your work done in a timely fashion.